My name is Leah Hart-Tenon. I live here in Winthrop with my husband, my 2 biological children, and today we have 2 foster kids. Sometimes it's 1, today it's 2. I am a social worker by trade, and I teach in the online social work program at Simmons University, which is right in downtown Boston, but I've been fully remote for a really long time. So there's a lot of people on a lot of computers at our house right now. So my fitness journey is weird, like most people's, I'm sure. Up and down my whole life, always sort of thought as exercise as a punishment, and I still sort of feel like exercise is a bad word. I like to call it something else, like the gym or working out. But right before I turned 40, which was almost 5 years ago, I wanted to be stronger. That's really what it was, is I wanted to be stronger. And I had been doing some kickboxing here and there, and that felt really good, and I felt really motivated to go and was accountable to the teacher and other people that I knew. And then, things happened. The schedule didn't work out anymore. It was whatever it was. It wasn't enough, and so then I started working out with a small group, like group personal training, with this woman who was great, and I saw incredible improvement, leaps and bounds, over the year and a half that I worked out with her. And then it got to the point where the equipment at that gym was like not heavy enough, not enough, and that was a really interesting thing to think about, like, oh, my body can do stronger things than all of these gyms that I've been going to before, and now I need something, for lack of a better word, harder. And I'd always heard about trade winds and CrossFit as a sport, that's new, calling it a sport, and was scared at first. I think a lot of people have that fear because they hear those stories about, like, oh, you can get injured. You can get injured walking across the street if you're not doing it right. So I came, I had a meeting with Mary, and based on all the things that I said I had done and was looking for, it seemed like a great fit for me. So I've been here at Tradewinds for over 2 years, which sometimes feels like a long time and sometimes doesn't feel like a long time at all. And I am continuously, even now, even 2.5 years in, continuously amazed at what my body can do, especially when it's like, I can't do that. And then guess what? I can. Or I can in a modified way. Or I did this once before, and now I'm doing it with a different form or heavier weight. Or it's just been really amazing, and I'm so proud of myself in that way. I don't know, there's a lot. Being able to do knees to elbows has been awesome, and I'm really hoping to get toes to bar one day. There's been a few workouts that we've done, whether it's a hero workout or just something with a silly name, that at one point felt like I'm never gonna be able to do this, it's too hard, it's too fast, I can't do these certain things, it's not gonna work for me. And then doing them and being like, that wasn't so scary. And so that kind of, I don't have that apprehension of what's the workout gonna be? Is it gonna be too difficult for me? I don't have that fear at all anymore. And it's like, bring it, you can't, I might have to modify in some way, but you can't scare me anymore. So I think that attitude shift has been probably my proudest accomplishment. So what keeps me coming back, first of all, is I think that you would be mad at me. People talk about the community, and it's real. I've had community at different places that I've exercised, but the community that you build is what keeps you accountable, and it helps you keep other people accountable. And knowing that someone is like gonna wonder where you are if you don't show up is really motivating in a good way, not in a, oh my God, I have to go because someone's gonna be mad. And there are a lot of other people here that are full-time working parents, and to know that it's not just me that is juggling work and kids feels really good, because I know in some parts of Boston, certain gyms only get a certain age range of clientele, or they're all like really fit and none of them have kids. And that doesn't feel as accessible to me. So feeling like the people that come here are actually real people with real problems and have to figure out how to make this work for them every day, that's my experience. And so it feels like I found my people. Well, if someone were to ask me about starting a new wellness journey, first, I would always encourage people to think about growth or progress as slow and steady, and also to not really focus on the number on the scale, but to think about fat to muscle ratio. And that's been a shift in my thinking as well, and that you can gain a lot of muscle and the number on the scale doesn't move at all, which is not an indicator of your health and wellness. So I think unlearning a lot of the industry's language and philosophies around fitness and wellness and well-being are wrong and get in people's way for sure. So that's one thing I would say. And then the other thing is that everybody that's here was here for their first time once or twice or 3 times. And everybody has been at that, I have no idea what I'm doing right now, or I have no idea how much weight I should be lifting, or what is this thing? And you just can't be afraid to ask for help, ask the coach, ask other gym members. We're really all in this together, and it feels like that to me on a daily basis. But I remember being really nervous and intimidated when I first started coming in because so many people had been doing it for so long to know how to do all of this stuff. But all of my coaches were so great about remembering that I was new and making sure that I had what I needed. And it's only scary if you don't ask questions. It's not scary, and people shouldn't be afraid of functional fitness. So thank you for asking me to be here. It's always fun to talk about yourself. I hope that anyone who watches this sees that I'm just a regular person, and that if I can figure out a way to prioritize my health and wellness in addition to all the other things that I'm doing, that it really is possible, and with the right supports and the right coaches in place, it's totally manageable.